Hello. Today we're going to start out with Grandpa joining us. He wanted to say hi.
Hi.
And I also wanted to tell you that, Grandpa, my last story that I shared with you about David and Goliath, Grandpa was listening to it. And he said, you left out one of the most interesting parts at the end of the story.
That is correct.
So
go back and read the story or have your parents discuss it with you and find out what happened to Goliath after David struck him with a rock.
Yeah, it's in 1 Samuel chapter 17 if you want to go back and read it, if you don't already know what happened, what David did, or if your parents aren't available to tell you about it.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Grandpa loves you too. All right, so as you probably noticed, sometimes Grandma tells you stories that are true, and sometimes I tell you stories that are just make-believe, but they have a moral or something, some character building example that I hope that you can all learn from. Today, I want to tell you the story of the tortoise and the hare. This is a fable by Aesop. You might have heard it before, but I think it's a really good one. The hare was always boasting to the other animals about how fast he could run. No one can beat me, he said, when I run really fast at full speed. I challenge anyone here to race me. To his surprise, it was the tortoise who answered quietly, I accept your challenge. The hare could not keep from laughing out loud. A slow fellow like you race me? Why, I could run back and forth 10 times while you crept along. Don't boast until you've beaten me, said the tortoise. Shall we start? So a course was arranged and they started out at once. The hare ran along for a few minutes until he saw that he had left the tortoise so far behind that he was out of sight. Then, to show how little he feared his slow-moving rival, he lay down by the side of the road to have a nap. I can certainly overtake that fellow whenever I wake up, he said to himself. Meanwhile, the tortoise plodded on steadily without stopping. When the hare awoke, he ran as fast as he could to overtake him. He did not get there in time because the tortoise had already crossed the finish line. So, the moral of this story is that overconfidence may lose you the race. It is more important to be slow and steady than to be quick and flashy. Slow and steady can win the race. Grandma loves you, and so does Grandpa.